Good afternoon, folks. How are you today? I want to make sure in this video that you know what you need to do for lab number 5. So here was our big picture. In the first video, I showed you the microstructures that result from eutectoid reaction. In the second video, you saw how the specimens were prepared. And then in the third video, I worked with the demo specimens. So you are going to do the same thing that I did with demo specimens, except that you have different steel samples. So what I'm going to do is also say something more about the new images that you are going to be working with. But you still need to identify the micro constituents and compositions. You still are supposed to calculate the amount here. So have your spreadsheet ready, calculate the amounts, and then you're going to process each image and you're going to measure those amounts and fill them in here. And then in the next step, you are going to work with the Knoop indents. So my specimens were 1008, 1023, and W1. Your comparable samples are 1018, 1045, and 1095. And here are the images we got. So we have two images for each of the steel sample. Left image is 200x, right image is 500x. And you can see the perlite here. All these dark portions are perlite. So this perlite is two-phase microstructure composed of alternate layers of ferrite and cementite. And rest of this white yellow area is all pro-eutectoid ferrite. So when you magnify it, you can kind of barely see those alternate layers almost getting resolved. Now for your analysis, you can work with either this image, or you can work on both images and then average the results. When we go to 1045, of course, we have many more perlite colonies. And now when we magnify it to 500x, now you can definitely see that zebra type of stripes in perlite. Okay, so both of these samples were hypoeutectoid steels. And then finally, you have this 1095 steel. And in this 1095 steel, it should be almost all perlite. Now, you will see all these dark particles, really black particles. Ignore them altogether. They are just dust particles that are stuck to the sample surface and were not removed. When you magnify them, you can see clearly now perlite. Okay. Now, if you really wanted to identify pro-eutectoid cementite, they are barely visible here. So you can see these small pebbles. These small pebbles are all pro-eutectoid cementite. So this white pebble areas. So if you can reverse the image, maybe you can measure those. So I asked you to experiment with it. Maybe you will get to learn more about the Fiji image processing. So of course, I've already shown you the assignment template, and you're going to write, of course, the report in Word. Make sure you include that one page of images. I had at least 6 images. You might have up to 12. Here is the lab report grading rubric, and here are the due dates.